Hello, it's Kimber Domke here, Mindful Food and Fitness Coaching, and today I'm going to talk about a couple things that might be difficult to reconcile, and also a particular client problem and one fun solution to it. So first off, I want to mention that generally I strongly advocate eating to 80% fullness. So that means you don't want to stuff yourself to the gills. You want to feel like you have the ability to move around after a meal, that you could take a brisk walk easily without feeling like you're going to lose your lunch. All right. However, there is something that I strongly recommend people approach with a near unlimited quantity, and that would be low carb vegetables. So basically leafy green vegetables and a few other options, but these I highly recommend eating in unlimited quantities. And specifically, I try to have folks target at least 8 to 11 servings of these low carb vegetables per day. Here is where the client problem comes in. Yes, they might want to eat a lot of it, but they're like, how do I do this? You know, they might have grown up with the idea that mashed potatoes and french fries are vegetables, right? So getting the leafy greens into the diet is quite a big challenge. And furthermore, the quantity that I'm asking for is a bit substantial, right? So what counts as a serving, just FYI, it's a 1 cup of leafy green vegetables or a half cup of cooked or chopped vegetables. All right, so talking about getting 8 to 11 servings, people come to me and they're like, I can't eat that much. I don't know where to get it. What do I do with it? It tastes, boring. All I want is mashed potatoes and french fries. That was my former vegetable. So I want to share with you one thing that's super trendy, right? Or at least it was for the last few years. And something that you can do to make it easier to hit your vegetable quantity. So are you ready for the reveal? I just made this. What the heck is this? This is a huge bushel of kale that I've turned into baked kale or kale chips. And this particular kale, it's Tuscan kale, but I know sometimes, especially in other parts of the world, it's not always easy to get your desired version. Usually the curly kale makes the best chips. It makes the most surface area and crunchiest opportunity once they get a little bit dried out. But Tuscan kale can work too. So if you're somewhere like when I was in Hong Kong and it was a fight at the farmer's market to get there before the kale was gone, don't worry, you can use alternate options. You can try other things. Just want to share with you how I made this. It's unbelievably easy because I am frankly super lazy when it comes to cooking. It's just for myself. All you have to do is wash the kale, chop it. You can use a knife, a big kitchen knife, or a scissor works too if your knife is in the dishwasher or whatnot. Then I use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, spread it around, mush it around. I use just like a spatula, a little kitchen flipper to get it all over the kale. And then toppings, and toppings are super fun. This is where you can have a lot of fun with it. So that particular one that I made, I threw on the nutritional yeast flakes. That gives the cheesy flavor that people really have a fun time with kale chips. And in this case, I threw on some garlic salt as well. But you can be adventurous with the spices and salt. Cayenne pepper is awesome. All kinds of things, really. Even sesame seeds, really whatever you want. Be experimental with your spices. Have some fun with it. Okay, so then what was the rest of the procedure? Bake it in the oven. Recommendations are generally 350 for 10 to 15 minutes, but I've found that didn't work for me. So be experimental again. I'm also super lazy in that I don't want to be worrying if my kale is going to burn or catch fire. So I usually turn the temperature down a bit towards the 300 range and extend the time to maybe 30 minutes or more so I can go and do some work while the kale is doing its thing. That's it for the recipe. Pull it out and voila, you've got this. I'm so excited. I'm going to totally crush this whole batch for my late lunch, but it basically, by dehydrating it a little bit, by adding some spice and flavor, it makes it way easier to get up towards those 8 to 11 servings of vegetables. You'll feel more full, you'll have awesome nutrients, and the whole thing will just really expedite any efforts that you're having towards improved energy or losing fat. that's it that I want to share today. Just compared to commercially available kale chips, making your own will almost always have less fat than the commercial options, and you get to be in charge of the amount of salt and spices too. So sometimes the commercial ones have a substantial amount of salt, which you may or may not care about, but just something to be aware of. What else? My one question for you today is, if you do make some kale chips, take a picture, post it in the comments, and feel free to tell me too, what's your favorite green vegetable, and do you need solutions of how to eat more of it, how to cook more of it, or where to get it? That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna head off to consume most of this. I'm also making some turkey for my late lunch. So wishing you well. Again, it's been Kimber Domke, food and fitness coach with a focus on mindfulness. Reminding you, if I didn't lose my cards, in general, we want to go for that 80% fullness, but certain vegetables can really be your chance for unlimited, near unlimited consumption, as long as you don't add crazy excessive amounts of oil and etc. to it. So remember, for your unlimited vegetables and trying to get your vegetable servings up, go big, but make something fun with it so you can enjoy the vegetables. Thank you so much for watching. Again, feel free to leave a comment down below. What's your favorite green vegetable? And send on a photo if you do make some kale chips this week. All right, take care. Have an awesome day. Ciao.